Hello everyone, today we're learning Bobekama Daf Tzadik Vov. So we're going to start in Tzadik Yomut base. And Shmuel said that in a case where Reuven took money from Shimon, he took a loan, and now he doesn't have money to pay back. And Reuven, after the loan, sold the field to Levi. And Levi made this field better. He invested in the field. So we said the din is that Shimon, the Malva, could come to Levi and take the field and the shvach where he made better, but he has to pay for the shvach. Said the Gemara, Omale, about 6-7 lines up on Tzadik Yom base. Omale Ravina, the Ravashi mi Omar Shmuel Bar Choiv, the Malva, Shimon, to Levi, Yoev Leishvach, he needs to pay him for the benefit he put in the field. Shmuel said, Baal Choiv Goy Beis HaShvach, he could take what the Loikeach put in the field and he doesn't have to pay for it. Omalei Loi Kasha, so Kasha, Kam B'Shvach HaMagia Lektefayim. If the Shvach is already up, getting to your shoulders, meaning it's ready to be cut, it's already finished produce, then you need to pay for it. If it's not yet ready produce, it's considered part of the field and the Malva doesn't need to pay. That can't be a good teretz. We know every day the Komak Bishmul and Shmuel is goiva, and he doesn't pay and he gives it to the Malva and he takes it away from the Loikeach and he doesn't pay for it. So you can't tell me that's the difference. If the loan, let's say the loan is £1,000 and the field's worth £900, but together what Levi invested in it, it's worth £1,000, so he takes everything and he doesn't pay for nothing. Let's say the field's worth £1,000 and the loan's £1,000 and he invested another £100, so then he has to pay for the extra part that the Levi invested in the field. That's very good. Meaning, if Levi has money, let's say £1,000 to pay off the loan, through the shitta, that even though that Levi has money and he tells Shimon the Malva, you know what, take this money and I don't want you to take this field I bought. Take this money instead of the loan that Reuven owns you and leave the field by me. And if the shitta, the Levi can't do that. So if Levi can't do that, very good. But if the shitta holds, if Levi the Loikeach has money, if he has that £1,000, he can tell the Baal Choiv Shimon, take this £1,000 and leave the field by me. Levi should tell Shimon, if I'd have the full £1,000, I wouldn't let you take anything, I would keep the field by me. Ashta, now I don't have the money, but I invested in this field, and this part of the field is more, I invested in is more than the loan. Havli, Giyura Dara, Shir Shavchoy, I want a piece of land, like the £100 I put extra in the field. I don't want to get the cash, I want a piece of land, a small piece of land. So the Gemara, Omalei, and it's talking about, we had this before, where a person, when Reuben took the loan from Shimon, he told him about this specific field. Apoitiki means lo yeh lecha piroin ele mezuz. This is designated specially for the loan. So in such a case, even if Levi the Loikeach has money, he can't kick Shimon off the field because it's apoitiki to him, and therefore Shimon has a first right. So therefore now that Levi invested more than the loan, so Shimon Enochanami has to pay him the extra part, but Levi can't force him to give him a piece of land, and Shimon can give him cash. That means apoitiki. They said this will be designated for the loan. Omarova Gozal Vishpiach, Reuven stole from Shimon and he made the field better. Umochar, and he sold it now to Levi. Godal ve'ishpiach, Reuben stole and made the field better for Urish, and now he passed away, and now it's Yerushim of Reuben. Mashi ishpiach mochar, mashi ishpiach Urish. So Rashi explains, if you want pshat, meaning that what he made better in the field, he deserves to get the loikeach, or the Yerush of Levi, deserves to get a shlish mechzer revia like a oris. And the Baal HaKarka can't take back the field and not pay anything. He has to pay the Yerush, he has to pay the loikeach, as if they were oris who invested into the field. They deserve to get paid for it. A third, a quarter, a half, depends what's the minig in that place. Boy Rova has to shaila, ishpiach loikeach, mau. What's the din if Reuven stole from Shimon and then he sold it to Levi and Levi made the field better? Does Levi get paid for that or not? Bossa the boy, after he has to shaila, oda poshta, he said, I know the pshat. This is a musig in Kinyonim that you say that when Reuven sells something to Shimon, so Reuven's selling all his schuyas in this field. And since Reuven has a schus of the field, that if he was mashpiach, he gets paid for it. So also if he sold it to Levi, also Levi has a schus in it. And if he was mashpiach, he also gets a part of that shvach, or the whole shvach, like the other pshat in Rashi that we're not going to go into right now. Boy Rava asked the shaila, if the Ganev was a goy and he stole it and he made it better, does he also get part of the investment that he put in the field? Omale Rav Achim told Ravina, what the shaila? Takantelo Ovid Kechavim Neku v'Navid. Well, we have a takana that Ovid Kechavim will be like Oris. He's a Gazlin. We take it all away from him. Bishleim a Jew, we give him a special takana that he has a din like a Oris, or maybe even everything because takanas are shavim. But for a goy, will make such a takana. Omalei lo yitzricha. No, we need it. The shaila is talking about kigoy dezabrin leIsrael. That after this goy was mashpiach this field, he sold it to Israel. So no, maybe now we will have the takana. So the Gemara, if abomach mysovet kechavim have Arya kechavim. Since this guy bought it from a goy, so he has the dinim of the goy, and the goy doesn't have the special din that he gets paid. So meichetesa, we should pay the Yisrael. So the Gemara, tzricha, we need the shaila. Kigoin the gozal Yisrael. The Ganev was the Yisrael. Bezabnon eleh, and he sold it to a goy, v'ishpicha kechavim, and he made it better. And then the guy went and sold it on to another Yisrael. What's the din? Since the Ganev was the Yisrael, and now it's standing by Yisrael, and there is Shvach, Avdi Rabban Takanta. So it's like a normal case, and there's a special takana. Or Dilma, maybe came from the Iko Ovid Kechavim Be'emtza, since Ovid Kechavim in the middle, and he was the one who must shpiach. Lo Yavdu Rabban Takanta. There's no takana in such a case. Says the Gemara, Teiku Tishbi Yitaretz Kushius Veiboyes. We don't know. Omar Papa, a high man, the Govel Dikla Michavre, someone who stole a palm tree from his friend. Bekatle, and he cut it. Afal Gav Dishadil Me'ara Le'ara, even if he planted it he cut it and he planted it Lara Didei in his own field, Loi Koni, he's not Koina Bishinui. Why my timer? Because there's no Shimi Hashem, my timer Mikra Dikle Mikri, it was called a palm tree. Ashtanami Dikle Mikri, it's still called a palm tree, so there's no Shinui. That's not called a Shinui, and therefore he's not Koina. Dikla, if he stole the palm tree, what Gubi means small pieces of wood, like firewood. Loi Koni, why? Ashtomias Gubi the Dikle Mikri, you still call it pieces of a palm tree, so it's still Shem palm tree on it. So it's not called a shinui. Gubi, if he stole pieces of wood, Vavdin Kishuri, and he made it into pieces of wood for building, Koni. He's koina because that's already, we don't call it pieces of wood of a palm tree, we call it building wood. Kishuri Ragurvi, he stole big pieces of wood, Vavdin Kishuri Zurtur, and he made it into smaller ones, Loi Koni, because it doesn't call the Shinui Hashem, it's still considered this just building wood, just small and big. It's not called a shinui. So if you made it into a different type of wood, koni, because now it's a different type of wood, a different type of cut. Omarova, a high man de gotha lulvia, someone stole a lulav, vavdino hutzi, and he cut off all the leaves. Koni, your koina, the mikor luvia, before it's a lulav. luliva, mikri it's called, v'ashto hutzi, and now it's called just leaves. Hutzi, if he stole the leaves, v'avdini chupia, and he split the leaves into two, and then he made it into a brush, a sweeping brush. Koni why, mikor hutzi, at the beginning it's leaves, v'ashto chupia, now it's a sweeping brush. Chufia, if he stole like a sweeping brush with the leaves of a lulav, v'avde shashura, and he made it into like a long one. He disconnected the leaves and he connected each leaf to each other in a long way, and now it's like a long string. Loikoni, my timer, the other sotele, you could disconnect it, v'avi chupia, it's a shinu yachoize lebriosoi, and shinu yachoize lebriosoi is not koina. Boira papa, what's the din if nichlekot yoimes? Now, if you stole a lulav, and then the tioimis is the middle leaf where you look on for sukkahs, you look at it if it's connected or not connected, and that's split into two because each leaf in a lulav has two leaves, and it's split into two. Now, what's it in? Toshma, come and listen. The Omar of Mosen, Omar of Bishum Levi, Nitla tioimis, a lulav that the whole tioimis was taken off. Possible, it's not kosher for lulav. So Luchara the Gemara understands, Tzadik Gemara Tzadik Vavom base, my love, who adin lelechleko. Like if it's taken away totally, it's possible, so that means it's not lulav anymore. So if it's splitted, it's possible, and therefore it's also not lulav, so therefore it's called a shinui. So the Gemara lo, nitlo shayni do chosalo. If it's disconnected, you cut it off, then it's called a shinui, it's called possible. Masha'inkin, when just split, that's not called chosa, and therefore it's not called a shinui. Ikadarmi, some people learn Toshma, the Omar Mosan, Omar Bishum Levi, or Mosan in the name of Bishum Levi said, Nechleko at yoimis, if it's split into two, the middle leaf, Nase Kimishinitlo Apostle. He didn't have a suffix, he's saying, no, the din is, it's like nitlo, it's like he cut it, and it's possible. Shmamino, so therefore also legabe ganev and gazlin, it's also called a shinui, and you'll be koina even though if it's only split and not cut off. Omar Papa, a high man, the gozel afro michavre, someone who stole earth from his friend. Ve'avde levinosa, he made it into a brick. Loikoni, why not? My time at the other mashvele afro, you could take this brick and make it into earth again. So it's a shinui achoiza lebriosoi. Levinosa, if he stole a brick, the afro, and he made it into earth, Koni. He is koine. My amor still oda ovid le levinosa, he could make it back into a brick. A high levinosa chrisuhu, if he makes a new brick from this earth, it's a different brick, it's not the brick we had before. Uponim chadoshes boils lekan, it's a new thing, it's a new creation. So it's not called shinui achoize lebriosa, because to make it back to the old brick, it's impossible. Vormar papa, a high man that goes on naskim chavre, someone stole a piece of silver, Ovid Zuzi, and he made it into coins. Loikoni, why not? My timer, Oda Ovid Lo Nasri, you could melt it again into a piece of silver. But what happens if Zuzi, he stole coins of the Nasra and he made it into a piece of silver, he melted them. Koni, here's coin. My amrus, Oda Ovid Lo Zuzi, you could make it back into coins again. Ponim Chadoshes Bolikan, if you make it into coins, it's new coins. You could never make it back to the old coin it was. You could use the same silver, but it's a different coin. So it's not Shinu Achoyte B'Rosoi. Shchimi, he stole black ones, V'avdinu Chadoti, and he made it into shiny and nice. Is that called a Shinu or not? Says the Gemara Loikon, it's not called a Shinu, because it could become black again. Chadoti, but if it was new, clean and new, V'avdinu Shchimi, and he made them black, Koni. You can make, here's koine, ma'amras, other ovid lo chadoti, you can clean it and make it new again. Made the yadiu shchimai, once it becomes black, even if you make it clean, it's never the same freshness like it was at the beginning. And therefore it's shinu she'enu choyte libriosa, and therefore you're koine. We learned in the Mishnah, ve'aklal, this is the rule, kol ha'gazloni mishalim kishas ha'gzeila. All people who stole pay kishas ha'gzeila. Why are they coming to include that? It's telling you their klal. So the Gemara, it's coming to Michadesh you to include the case of Rabbi Loi. Gonav Telev and Asa, someone stole a baby sheep and became a big sheep. Egel, a baby cow, and Asa Shor, and now it's a big cow. Nasa Shinu Biyodoi, it's considered a Shinu Bikono, and now it's become his. Now if you slaughtered or sold it, and we know normally if someone steals a sheep or a cow and slaughters or sells it, he has to pay extra 4 or 5 times. But in such a case, because you're coined it b'shili, they became an adult, it's already yours, and it's not called tvicha or mechira that you chayiv on it. You only be chayiv kefel. However, this man, the Gozal Panda the Turim Mechavre, he stole a pair of cows that you work with them, or oxes that you work with them in the field to plow your field, etc. Ozal, he went karva. He was cherish, he plowed the field. Zorbo Zara, he sowed the field with it. He used it as a tractor. In those days, he'd use cows or oxes, and he used it in his field. Lebasoif, at the end, Adruna Lemora, he came and he gave it back to the master who it belongs to. Also, they came to Rav Nachman. Rav Nachman went to the Bala, the owner, went to Rav Nachman and said, this guy used my cows, I want to get paid for it. Amalahu, he told them, Vilu Shumu Shvochel da Ashbach. Go see the benefit that he got from these cows, and he should pay for them. Amale Rava told Rav Nachman, Turi Ashbach Arale Ashbach, very good. The cows made this field better by plowing and sowing the field, but also the field is partner in this benefit. Without the field, you can't do any of the sort. Omar mi kamina neshamina kule. Did I say go look at the whole profit? Palgo kamina, half, because half is because of the cows and half is because of the field. Omar leisi Rabba told Rav Nachman soif gzeilahu. At the end of the day, it's still he's a gazlin because and you can give it back. You give it back like Shasak Zela, and since these oxes are still valued at the same price, you can't start charging him for what the work he did with them. Amalei, so Rav Nachman got a little upset and told Rav, didn't I tell you, when I'm sitting in din, I'm a dying, don't tell me anything. Holy Una, our friend, he said, Ano, me, Rav Nachman, V'shor Malka, and Shvor Malka, Shmuel. That's who Shvor Malka means. Ache Bedina, we top notch in Bezdin, we know what we're doing. Don't bother us. Ahai Inish Gazlona Tiko, this guy who stole these oxes and used them, he steals all the time. Ubaina, they say we need to give him extra knas. I shouldn't do it again, because if not, he'll always steal someone's cows, use them for what he needs, and then give them back. We can't have him doing that. That's why we make him pay for what he used. But enochinami me'ekei adin, the din is that Gazlin, if it's be'en, it says arish cholefonecho, and he doesn't have to pay for all what he used, the cows or the car or whatever he stole. Said the Mishnah. Goza beima v'skina, someone stole a cow and it became animal and it became old. Avodim slaves v'skino and they became old. Mishalim kishasak zela, he pays a young animal, a young slave, because he's koine b'shinui. Ramea oima ba'avodim oima lo eresh l'chol fonecho. We had this early on. Ba'avodim yikitzer eresh l'chol fonecho, because karka einen igzeles and avodim hukshu lekarkrois, and therefore it's b'rshus anigzal. Gozal matbea venista, someone stole a coin and it got cracked. Pears will give you fruit and they got rotten. Yain vechmitz, stole wine and it became bitter, became vinegar. Mishalim kishasak zela, you have to pay a proper coin, a proper fruit, proper wine, because if it got damaged and it's a shinui, it's already not. You can't tell Risha Chol Fonecho. It's a different keli, it's a different coin, it's a different pear, it's a different wine. And it's nika. Metbea v'nifsal, someone stole a coin, and now this coin is not worth anything. Not worth anything. It's not worth like before, because they cancelled this coin. Let's say that someone stole a Queen of England coin, and now the King Charles is the king, and the old coins, let's say, are not worth anything. But there's no difference in the coin. The coin looks exactly the same. Truma v'nitme, someone stole truma, and now it's tome. Chometz v'avala Pesach, someone stole chometz and now Pesach went over, but the loaf of bread or the whiskey looks exactly the same, there's no difference. Beima v'nis abra ba'avera, someone stole an animal, and someone did Avera with it, and now it's possible as a korban. Or that there was a type of psul that you can't bring as a korban, but it's a type of psul not like the leg got cut off. It's a type of psul she'eino nika, that you can't see it on the behemoth. Or now that they paskin that this animal should be killed. Because in all these cases there's no difference in the item physically, it's only like a type of spiritual difference, but the item is totally fine, it's the same coin, etc., it's the same fruit, just it's tummy, but you can't see that physically on the animal, on the fruit, or whatever these cases are. So therefore you could say and the hefset goes to the nigzal. Says the Gemara, Omar Papa says, when it says became old, it doesn't mean literally old. Even if it just became weak. Says the Gemara, but it says in the Mishnah became old, and old is a bigger change. The whole animal became old. When it became weak, it's not such a big shinui. In the Mishnah it says iskina, it doesn't say kochsha. Says the Gemara Teretz, we're learning kochsha kegoin iskina. When we say kochsha, you could also the same dinner that you can't say reishel cholefonecho is talking about like a skin or deloyada bari, in a type of way they became kochsha that you can't get better again. Enochenami, if he became weak, he became a bit skinny, and you could feed him up again, and he'll get back to the same state like he was before. You could say reishel cholefonecho. But here we're talking about kochsha like a skin that he can't get better again, and therefore the dinner is you can't say reishel cholefonecho. Omalei. Markashisha, brother of Chizir Rav Ashi. Markashisha, the son of Rav Chizir to Rav Ashi. This is what is said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Afilu gonav tole, someone who stole a baby sheep. Benase ayin, and it became a big sheep. Egel, a baby cow. Benase shur, and it became ox. Nase shinu biyodo v'kono. It's called a shinu, and you coiner it. And if now Tovach Umorcha slaughtered it or sold it, it's considered the ganef, and he's not chayav to pay dalet vehei. Amalei lava minuloch loy tachlif gavri. Didn't I tell you so? So Markashisha told this to Rav Ashi. So Rav Ashi told him back, didn't I tell you to be very careful to say it correct? B'shem oimroi. This was said in the name of Rabbi Elo, it wasn't said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Rameh says that if he stole a slave and he became his skin, or became old, you could say because avodim einon imzolim, because it's like our cross. Omar Rav Chanina bar Rav Dimi. Rav Chanina, the name of Dimi, Omar Rav, he said in the name of Rav, Alocha Karameh, that avodim you could say reishel cholefonecho. Ask the Gemara Shaila, Rav Shovik Rabbanon v'Ovid Karameh, Lechera Yochiz v'Rabim, Alocha Karabim. Why are we paskening like Rameh? Amri Bnei Yeshiva answered the Teretz, Mishum de Braise Ibchatanya. Because in the Braise it says the opposite, that the Rabbanon says reishel cholefonecho. So he's going like the Braise. Said the Gemara, and that's for he's going like Rabbim. Said the Gemara, V'Rav Shovik Masisink V'Ovid Kebraisa. In the Braisa it says that Rameh says reishel cholefonecho. In the Braisa it says that Rabbanan says reishel cholefonecho. The Mishnah is more strong than the Braisa. If Rebbe decided to put it this Braisa, because really everything were like Braisas, and then Rebbe took the good Braisas and made the Mishnayos. So why are you following a Braisa and not following a Mishnah? Said the Gemara, Rav turns over the Mishnah. Because of the Braisa, Rav turns over the Mishnah, and therefore in both of them it say the Rabbanon say reishel cholefonecho. Ask the Gemara, my time in the Rav the Ofich Masisim Ikamei the Braisa. Why? Because it says in the Braisa the opposite. He's turning over the Mishnah. Adrabah, it should be the opposite. Neifuch le Braisa. We should turn over the Braisa. Mikamei Misnisim. As we said, the Mishnah is stronger than the Braisa. So if we see it says in the Mishnah one thing, you should turn over the Mishnah, the Braisa, not the Mishnah. So the Gemara, Amri, Rav, Nami, Masisim, Ipcha Atniye. When he learned the Mishnah, when his teachers, his Rabboisov, taught him the Mishnah, they were goyrus in the Mishnah, the opposite. The Rabbanon say reishel cholefonecho. And therefore, Rav says reishel cholefonecho like Rabbanon. V'hiboy seima, and another teretz, When don't we turn over a Mishnah because of Brisa? If you have a contradiction between a Mishnah and a Brisa, it's one against one, so the Mishnah is stronger. When you have one against two Brises say one thing, and the Mishnah says the opposite, so you do turn over the Mishnah. Then you do turn over the Mishnah. The Tanya, I'm going to bring you another Brisa that says the Rameh doesn't hold that avodim like our cross, because it says someone who turned over a cow, swapped a cow for a donkey, Violdo, and I had a baby. So let's get clear about this case. Reuven and Shimon. Reuven has a cow, and Shimon has a donkey. And now they're doing kinyan chalipin. They're sitting in Shimon's property, and they come to agreement that Reuven's going to do Mashiach on this donkey, and Mimele Shimon will be koine the cow that's sitting by Reuven's property. So they do a swap of kinyan chalipin. Beyolda, now this cow, we come to Reuven's property, the cow was pregnant, and now we see her had a baby. So the value went up from pregnant to have a baby. So we don't know who it belongs to, so we're going to see what to do. So he's someone who sells his shifcha, Beyolda, and had a baby, and Eved is nikna bekesef, and therefore, so it could be they were doing the deal in the market, and the shifcha was at home, and Shimon gave Reuven money for the shifcha, and now the shifcha belongs to him, and now they come to Reuven's house and they see they had a baby. One of them says, oh, the baby was born after I bought it, or the other one says, before you bought it, it was born. And the other one's quiet, he says, Zochaboth. So the one who tines it says, and the other one shoysek, Bori B'Shama Bori Odif. Reuven and Shimon both say, I don't know when the baby when the birth happened, before the transactions or after the transaction. We don't know. They both don't know. Yachloiku. So the appreciation of the value of a baby being born, they split between them. If you're both arguing, Reuven says it happened before the sale happened, and Shimon said it happened after the transaction happened. Ishova, so where is the shifcha now? Where is the animal now, this cow? It's by Reuven's property. So Ishova Amoiche Shubrishusa Yoldo. Reuven, who it's by him, he makes a shvur, because he's moide b'miktas, he's moide that he has to give the cow, but he's not moide about the baby, he's moide about the shifcha, he's not moide about the baby. And he makes a shvur that this baby was born before the transaction. Why? All shvuos haTorah, like over here, that shvur d'oraisa moide b'miktas, nishboim v'lo mishalnim. They make a shvur and they don't pay. Divrei Rameh, and instead of the other one, instead of Shimon making a shvur and taking, the din is that the one who makes a shvur doesn't pay, so therefore Reuven makes a shvur. Divrei Rameh, this is all shittis Rameh. V'chachomim Ramim, ein nishboim, lo yala avodim, lo yala karkrois. Chachomim come and say, no, avodim like karkrois, and you can't make a shvur on avodim. Bishlema, by the cow, I agree, you could make a shvur. By avodim, you can't make a shvur. So we could see another brayse that says our Rameh holds that avodim are not like karkrois. So we have two prices like that, and in the Mishnah it says the opposite. So we turn over the Mishnah because there's two prices not like that. So very good, now we understand the Rav Paskin like Rameh, that really it's like Rabbanon, because he turns over the Girsa. Correct the Gemara, hi, alocha Rameh. If so, why is Rav saying alocha is like Rameh? Alocha Rabbanon mi boile. He should say alocha is like Rabbanon because we're turning it over. So the Gemara Ochikoma, this is what he means. This is what he's saying. Lemaida afchisu v'taninu lefi the Girsa that says by us in the Mishnah, the Rameh says ba'avodim oimel arei shel cholefonecho. Then alocha Rameh. But really, it's not like Rameh. Really, it's like Rabbanon because it's Rabbanon who holds arei shel cholefonecho. Shkoyach everyone. Everyone should have a very blessed day.